Greetings and welcome. My name is Mike Bankhead. I am your host. I am a bass player and songwriter from the Jam City, Dayton, Ohio. This is episode number 127, and my guest is a local musician who hosts a songwriter showcase. You're going to talk about the importance and value of listening rooms, building community, and singing songs in public on the You Could Be My Aramis podcast. So, yeah, episode 127. How about we get to it? We are going to call you by your stage name, correct?
Correct.
What, pray tell, might that be?
It would be Windsor Knotts.
Like what you would do if you were wearing a tie.
And you stuttered a little because there's two T's in knots.
Right. So, Windsor Knotts, thank you for agreeing to talk to me in my tiny little apartment in Fairborn. We're at my home. And why are you here?
I forget.
Right.
You called me. You said, get out here right now.
I did. So there's a thing that you do every Thursday, and I think that's what I'd like to talk to you about.
Okay. I've been doing it for every Thursday for a while anyways.
Let's talk about that. What is it that you've been doing every Thursday for several years now?
Several years, yeah, probably more like 8. Having a show, an acoustic music show in a small room in the Yellow Cab Tavern. It's a total listening room where people come and share their music and their writing, their poetry now, and people actually listen to them and appreciate what they're doing.
I'd like to break that down in more detail. You said 2 magic words, listening room. That really does sum up why I attend, why you attend, and why we like people from our community to attend. Can you describe maybe in more detail what the atmosphere is like?
Oh, it's secluded. It's in a room with a door that closes. It's got its own sound system. Nothing overpowering, just enough to fill the room. And people generally will sit and listen to the songs, listen to the performers, and talk between sets, of course. That's fine. But generally it's, let's just say, silence is somewhat policed in that room.
So if I want to have a conversation while a songwriter is bearing his or her soul in front of me, where can I do that?
Well, you can go right through the door into the other room and do all you want. There's where the bar is, and that's where there's usually a lot of people hanging out.
But during the event and this listening room environment, we're listening.
Absolutely.
Why?
Because people deserve to be heard. It's hard work writing and playing music, and people deserve, and poetry, and people deserve to be heard.
That's a beautiful, beautiful expression. You mentioned earlier that you said the word acoustic. It's not always acoustic, is it?
Not always, no. People bring in keyboards, and this guy even plays bass, just plays an electric bass.
Really? Nothing else? Just a bass?
Just a bass.
It's weird. Who does that?
I don't know. The guy's pretty good, though.
I feel like I've seen a band or two there, even.
Yep. We could have a small band in there.
On any given Thursday, you might see somebody playing a cigar box.
You might.
You might see somebody playing bagpipes.
Occasionally.
Those are really loud, by the way.
You're not kidding.
You never know what you're going to get.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm hosting it, and I don't even know sometimes.
So this is the opening pitch for the listeners. So let's take a step back and talk about, at least locally here in the Dayton area, where the idea to do something like this came from. Where did you get the idea to do something like this showcase? Well, it's currently called Showcase Thursday. That's going to change, but we'll get to that later. But where did you get the idea to have a listening room environment where musicians could play and people would actually pay attention?
Well, from the Dayton area, it was obviously Mick Montgomery's Canal Street Tavern. That was a listening room just about every night. Of course, they'd have rock and roll bands sometimes, and that would be a different situation. But at least every week there was a musicians co-op on Tuesdays where it was essentially acoustic people getting up on stage and people sitting and listening to them and being asked to keep their table talk to a absolute minimum.
You mentioned the venue is called Canal Street Tavern. I am familiar with the Canal Street Deli that has delicious sandwiches. Is that related?
It's the same building, different management, different purpose.
Do you like that? Because, obviously, I spent a lot of time at Canal Street, and I even worked there. Like a lot of musicians of a certain age in our city worked for Mick for a bit. But I thought I'd, play ignorant for a half second just for the... Yeah. It's one of those, I guess it's a showbiz thing. So that's the roots of this idea. Have a place where musicians can play and actually be listened to and not have to compete with the television, with a conversation, with a drunk person having a fight, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the idea. Although occasional fights, spice things up. Just kidding.
So you said that you've been doing this for 8 years.
Thereabouts.
How does somebody, so let's say I write songs, or even, maybe I don't write songs, but I like to play and I do covers. If I want to play in the listening room that you host, how do I go about doing that?
Well, your best bet is to come out on the night of the show and sign up with me. It's all done by hand. It's in the book. And we put you in the book, and you come back on that date, and you got your slot. You can also go to a Facebook page for the showcase and send a message, and I will respond to it and get you set up.
Now, I think that doing it in person is the best way, and you think that signing up in person is the best way. Let's explain why. Let's see if we can convince people that they really want to come and do this in person.
Well, you walk into the room and you know what to expect as a performer. You know what to expect as an audience member. So, yeah, it's just a better way of doing it. People come in and with, don't do it that way, have been known to come in with highly difficult things to do sound for in that room. And if they had come in advance and seen what the scene was, they would have probably done things differently.
That's reasonable. Dear listener, especially if you live in the Dayton area and you make music of any kind, I think you should come to the showcase event. You should meet Windsor. He's there every week. I'm there many weeks. I'd like to meet you too. There are other musicians in our community who are there on a weekly, regular basis. Even if you are not sure if you want to play, or you're not sure if it's for you, come visit, come meet people, and come listen, right? That makes sense.
Absolutely. There's nothing like live music done by real live people.
So I mentioned briefly earlier that the event is currently called Showcase Thursday. It will not always be called Showcase Thursday, correct?
Well, that's a great question, Mike. I'm tempted to keep it Showcase Thursday on Sundays when we move to Sundays.
Okay.
It's a brand name.
It is a brand name. You could do that.
It doesn't sound like you're thrilled about the idea.
No, I mean, look, the Big Ten Conference currently has 18 schools in it.
There you go.
Brand names carry a certain amount of power and recognition.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd be concerned about is somebody clicking on something that said Showcase Thursdays and forgetting to read the end of it.
Yeah. You got to take that into account. So it's just a thought. I don't know that I'm going to do it.
So, but currently, it is on Thursday.
It is on Thursday.
We are having this conversation on Monday. I just forgot the number. The 25th of May. I plan to post this on my podcast page on Wednesday, the 27th of May. So, dear listener, you might be listening. The earliest you're going to hear this is Wednesday, the 27th. So let's assume it's Wednesday the 27th. There is a showcase tomorrow night at Yellow Cab.
Correct.
7 o'clock p.m. I see you're holding the book.
7:30. Yes, and I'm holding the book.
It's my fault. 7:30. So, Windsor, who in the book is playing for us, playing for you, playing for our community tomorrow night?
It'll be the Paynes, which is Mark, Nola, and Danny. Scotty Wright is coming up from northern Cincinnati. Matt Bauman is coming up from northern Cincinnati. And Rachel Littoral, who's one of the better songwriters in the Dayton area and definitely one of the best performers.
Rachel has such a strong voice that I feel like people will be able to hear her outside the room, even with the door closed. Just a really gifted vocalist.
Oh, yeah.
So of those people, I think I've seen them all.
I would be surprised if you hadn't. Yeah, you may not have seen Scotty, but
I can't picture his face, but I'll bet when I show up, I'll be like, oh, yeah, I know that guy. Obviously, Matt Bauman, I've seen more than once, and the Paynes. We don't know if they're all going to play at the same time or if they're going to play two of them and then one because they kind of like to switch it up.
I never know in advance, so I just set it up for whatever happens.
But that's tomorrow. So if you're listening to this, again, on Wednesday the 27th or Thursday the 28th, you still have time to get to the show. Yellow Cab Tavern, downtown Dayton, 4th Street, 7:30. Oh, how much is it going to cost to get in?
Well, that's tough because, you start talking about price and people kind of get, ooh, it's free.
All right, so basically just your time and gas money.
Yeah, exactly. And it's great if you buy something at the bar. That's very helpful to the business.
Right, and this is kind of important because we would not have Canal Street before then and Yellow Cab now. We don't get to have these kind of occasions to listen to music in a quiet environment if some business owner is not willing to provide that location.
Exactly.
And on a night when they are not charging $10 for people to get into the establishment, and there might not be selling hundreds and hundreds of dollars of alcohol that night, they might be taking a little bit of a financial hit by being willing to host an event like this. Am I right to say that?
Absolutely. The people at Yellow Cab have been very, very supportive all along. Couldn't appreciate them more.
So if you come to this event, it would be really cool if you could do right by our hosts and at least spend some money in the establishment as a way to thank them for hosting this kind of event, right?
Absolutely. They also have good food there. They have pizza and
they do
various other pizza-related things.
Various other pizza-related things. That lawnmower you're hearing is the gentleman that owns this building, mowing the lawn right outside. Live, I guess can't say live TV or live radio, but live podcasting, it is a fun thing. And I agree with you. The Yellow Cab people have proven again and again for years that they care about the musicians, the visual artists, the poets. They care about the creative people in our community. And yeah, they run a business, but they are really looking out for all of us creative folks. And it's my favorite place to go see a show. I feel comfortable there. Whoever you are, whatever you do, I think you will feel comfortable there too. Yeah, right, Windsor?
I could not agree more. Tara and Mark and the whole crew there are great. You got Paige Bellery doing the booking. I mean, there's some good folks working there.
Yeah, every now and then Paige will play Showcase, and I always feel a little guilty because I feel like a Paige show should cost me $20. And I feel like if I get to see her play for a half hour and not pay anything, I feel like a little. I mean, it's really cool, but I do feel a little guilt.
There's more than a few people that I would say that have played Thursdays.
All right, so this, I believe, tomorrow. We're going to pretend it's Wednesday. Tomorrow is the penultimate Thursday.
Correct.
Which means that a week later, on what I believe is June 4th, is
the last Thursday.
The last Thursday. Who is playing? Oh, great book. Who is playing on the last Thursday?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't have that night totally booked yet because I haven't decided if I want to turn it into a extended free-for-all or just a normal night. And I'm leaning more toward the extended free-for-all. Start it early and still stop at the same time, but invite more people than we usually would. So we'll see who's going to be there. I've got Calder Carpenters signed up so far.
Great songs.
And Dennis Rodderman will be playing.
Ditto.
Yeah, so it'll be a good night. I guarantee that. Oh, yeah, and I'll be doing the last song of the night. It's a tradition.
Will it be about a teenager dying in a horrible, horrible accident?
No, since a couple of my buddies have been dragging me along to bluegrass shows lately. I think I'm going to end it with a bluegrass gospel song.
All right. I don't think I've ever heard anything like that from you.
There's a first time for everything, Mike.
All right, so let's make our pitch specifically to the musicians in our community who have played this event before, because there's a lot of people in our music community that have played Showcase Thursday more than once. And life gets in the way. We have jobs, we have families. You can't get out all the time. Windsor, you understand that, right?
Absolutely.
But wouldn't it be cool to have all those people back for the last Thursday?
Yeah, or the first Sunday, or a split between the two.
Let's start with the last Thursday.
Okay.
If you've ever played this event, or if you ever played at Canal Street during the Musicians Co-op, why not swing by Yellow Cab on Thursday, June 4th, and be in the room while other people in the community sing their hearts out. And then maybe while you're there, what you could do is take advantage of that opportunity to talk to Windsor and get your name in the book for another occurrence.
For the Sundays, which will start on June 28th.
Okay. Segue. Let's talk about the first Sunday. Go.
Okay. Well, it's June 28th. Right now, that's all I got to say. I think we're probably going to start earlier on Sundays. We probably start around 6 and get out of there about 10. Bit better with the bars hours. And it'll be every other week from that point on. And we'll just see how it goes.
So, starting June 28th, every fortnight.
Yeah, I like that.
One of the things that an event like this does when attended and supported is build community. Windsor, why do you think that's important?
Well, it's kind of cool thinking that a number of people who've played the showcase or been at the showcase have gotten together and started doing music together. We've created duos and trios and just people co-writing and stuff like that, just from, getting to hear each other and in a relaxed environment. So I think that's really the most important thing, is bringing musicians together to listen to each other, and non-musicians who just like music. But it's really, I'd hope to see more musicians coming.
That's a good clarification. There are people that do not play music that come out regularly to the showcase.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're attentive and they're supportive.
Yes. And I appreciate every one of them.
And you said relaxed environment. What if I'm afraid to make a mistake when I play my song?
You came to the wrong place, because we expect you to make mistakes and learn from them. No, it's no big deal. People make mistakes all the time. It's called live music for a reason.
What is the general reaction from the audience if a songwriter messes up, or they get flustered, or they're just kind of... What happens in the room?
After the nervous laughter, there people, like I said, they're very supportive. Just let it wash over you and go on.
I will say from personal experience that I have observed and heard the occasional shout of, "You got this!" from the people in attendance.
Yep.
You do not have to be afraid to come play this event.
Absolutely not. Or, now, don't forget, we also do poetry. So
we do, and we should dedicate some special time to this, because while Yellow Cab does have a poetry slam,
yes,
it's not all the time.
No.
And there's a lot more people that generally go to the poetry slam on average than are in this room. So if you might be nervous about performing in front of 50 or 60 people, your spoken word or your poetry, this is a less intimidating atmosphere.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Good point.
And yeah, poets. I'm thinking about the young Peyton that's been coming recently.
Yeah, Peyton.
Who really paints a picture, like a visual picture you can almost see from the poems. And she's, of course, not the only poet that you've had playing recently.
That's true. We have a few people that'll come in occasionally. But Peyton's been coming out regular, and I'm real happy about that.
What kind of music, right? What if I don't do folk or country? Is that okay?
Yeah, you can do anything you want as long as you can do it in the space available.
How many minutes do I get to perform at Showcase?
25 to 30.
What happens to me if I play for 45 minutes?
Well, you'd be doing the last 20 or so without sound.
So don't do that.
No, I wouldn't do that.
As a courtesy to the other performers.
Exactly.
Unless maybe you're last and Windsor's decided to stop caring by then.
Yeah, that has been known to happen.
But definitely if it is a regular evening and there's a schedule and you're going to play, please do not take longer than your 30 minutes.
Exactly. And I will be gesticulating wildly from the behind the board as you get close to that deadline.
Indeed. So let's do a quick recap because people might have forgotten due to the rambling. Recaps are good, right?
Yeah, and rambling's good.
Rambling's good. Well, I mean, podcasts are meant for rambling.
Yeah.
Showcase Thursday. A true listening room environment. Silent when you play. People paying attention.
People loving it.
Hanging on every word.
Yeah.
Like if you're one of those songwriters that's worried people are not paying attention to your lyrics, this is the room for you. People will actually pay attention to your lyrics.
Yes.
Any genre.
Any genre.
Poets. Spoken word.
Spoken word. Yeah.
It will cost you nothing to attend.
Yeah, nothing. Well, admission. Would hope you'd spend a little money in the bar or
Correct.
restaurant.
Nothing to get in, but we would like you to support the venue. You can bring your friends.
And if you don't have any, make some there.
Right. You can bring children. It's family friendly.
Yes.
I just completely lost my train of thought. I'm clearly going senile. If you're a musician and you're not playing, you should consider coming out anyway. Because you might discover a songwriter that you like. You might discover your new favorite artist.
You might find somebody you want to collaborate with.
If you are not a musician, you should still come out. You might discover your new favorite artist, and it won't cost you, $15, $20 to get in.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're a musician and you know other songwriters, please tell them about this event. The way that these kind of things get sustained are for people in the community to talk about them and invite others. And between you and I, Windsor, we don't know everybody.
True.
So if you're hearing this and you are a musician or not, think about coming out. Think about inviting a friend, bringing a friend, and go meet Windsor face to face and get your name in the book.
The book.
The book. The last Thursday is June 4th. The first Sunday is June 28th. We would love to see you at Showcase Thursday and or Showcase Thursday on Sundays. That's all we've done the pitch. So since this is your first time on my podcast, there are two questions I ask every guest. And even though we're here to invite people to come to this event, you're technically a guest. So I get to ask you the two questions. Is that okay?
Sure.
And also, if there's any stories that go with these answers, tell them because I like stories and I've talked way too much. Mostly because Showcase is an important event to me. I love to attend it, even when I'm not playing when I can, because just like you said, there's nothing better than seeing live music. I love to play it. Personally, for me, it's a great place to work out new material. If I'm not sure if it'll work in front of people, this is a good testing ground in front of a crowd that's supportive. Like if it's bad, someone well-meaning will tell you. They won't say it's bad, but they'll tell you what you can do to fix it. If it's good, you know right away because people get really enthusiastic about a song they enjoy. It's cathartic. I know that people are listening, so I can play the really, Windsor, you know this, the really sad ones, the really angry ones, and I feel accepted. And I recognize that it's a lot of hard work on your part to be there every week, to bring all the gear, to do the logistics. So, and I've said this in person, but let's say it again. Thank you very much, Windsor Knotts, for all your hard work and keeping this thing going. I think it's important to our community, and I would like more people to come.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for all those kind words.
Now the questions. The first one I stole from Terry Izzy Rock Martin and the defunct Gym City podcast, which I really miss, but I stole this question from him. What did your childhood smell like?
Did my childhood smell? Earthworms. Well, you know, always playing out in the yard and always going fishing with my dad, so the smell of earthworms kind of stuck with me.
That was a lot shorter of a story than I was hoping. Where
well, there's only so many things you can say about worms.
You know, that's probably true. Where did this childhood happen?
In a suburb of Cincinnati called Reading.
Next question is one that I made up. I did not steal it from anyone. I want you to think back as far as you can, as early as you can in your life. And I know that may be a few years.
See, it's Tuesday. Yeah, go ahead.
What's the first song you can remember hearing in your life?
That's a great question. Not counting church songs.
Those count if you feel like they should.
No, I just know I was getting brought to church before I started listening to the radio. I think, believe it or not, the first song I really have a strong memory of, you're going to believe this, I don't know if anybody else will, was Hello Mutta, Hello Fata by Alan Sherman. It was big when I was a kid. That and Tom Dooley by the Kingston Trio, those both were in my youth.
Like on the radio?
No, on the record player at home and on the radio.
Nice. When you hear any of those songs now, does it put you back in a certain place?
Yeah, but it kind of does, you know. I don't hear them as often anymore, although every now and then they'll pop into my head for no apparent reason.
That's the beauty of music. I think we're done. Let's see, before the gentleman mowing the lawn gets another pass, I'm going to ask you, Windsor, for concluding remarks, inviting people to come to the thing. Anything else you really wanted to say about our music community that you feel is important to communicate? Go.
Well, I'd sure like a lot more people to come out and support the showcase, because I think it's kind of unique. It's not really like an open mic. It's more of a show, hence the name.
Message to the community. Anything that you feel like our music community...
Oh, needs to hear? Support each other, guys. Support each other. Go out and see bands if you like bands. Go out and see solo performers. Go out and do both. And see, you might find something you didn't know you liked. Because if you're sitting at home watching the same videos over and over again, well, you're cheating yourself. There's good local talent. Come out and see it.
Thank you very much to Windsor for swinging by my place and having this conversation with me. I hope, dear listener, you can see how important this creative environment is to me and to him. If you live in the Dayton area, please come to support us at Showcase Thursday and eventually Sunday at Yellow Cab. Anywhere you live, support your local musicians, songwriters, and artists. They will appreciate it. This has been episode 127 of the You Could Be My Aramis podcast. I encourage you to like or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and I promise you I'll get the next one out sooner than it took me to get this one out.